It's a 2-box haul today, guys. 2 boxes. Got some good stuff. Stick around.
Now, the ironic thing is I did get some shopping footage for you guys, but I didn't get any footage at the store where I actually bought all of the things in my haul. It was very crowded in there and I couldn't film, but I did pick up a little bit of shopping footage at a couple of the other stores that we went to. This was a great idea. So this booth was decorated for Christmas. Now these plates are vintage plates and they've put decals on there and made them into ornaments, but it looked really cool on the tree. So I was like, that is a great idea. If you have an old set of dishes you're not using and you want to decorate them for Christmas, I'm sure those decals probably could be removed after Christmas, but I thought those were such a pretty idea.
I got 2 boxes, so we're going to start with the bottom box. I once again trekked up to Kentucky. It is one of my favorite places to go just because the prices are so much better than they are here in the Nashville area, in my opinion. So I went up to the Barren River Consignment. It is in Glasgow, Kentucky. I always held on to this place like my secret honey hole. Like I didn't want to tell anybody else about it because the prices were always so great and I always found a lot of good stuff when I was there. I didn't really want it to get overcrowded, but I didn't tell anybody and it already has gotten crowded to some degree. Love a wall plaque. I think they are great gifts. And so I found both of these. They're both along the lines of a friendship plaque. So you've got this one that talks about friendship, and this one is 1990, the J. Durbin Designs. But I really like the blue color of it. It's really pretty. And then this one is Trinity Pottery, which I am not familiar with either of these companies. And then this one is A Neighbors Are Side-by-Side Friends. Got this little sweet vase. It's a really pretty green color. I love this green color. This is Lennox, and that is why I picked it up, plus the shape of it. I've seen this before. I don't know that it sells for a whole lot. Interesting shape and not very big. I got this little wall basket. I really like this. I don't ever find anything like this, but I noticed a lot of other thrifters on YouTube. I see you guys find stuff like this in your local Goodwills. I do not personally ever find anything, but I do like a hand-painted wood piece, and then it's got this metal basket. So the only thing is someone would need to put like a little picture hanger on there in order to hang it on the wall, but I do think that is really cute. Now, this is something I need your input on. I personally sometimes don't like to give the prices that I bought something at. I might give you a range, but I don't like to tell you because I do feel like it's also my buyers might be watching. And I really feel like sometimes it's in poor taste for me to say, I got this for $1, but I'm going to charge you $25.99. That's just the name of the game for reselling. People should know that if you're reselling something, you are buying it, you're using your time, your energy, your gas to go out, pick it up, go out, search for these things that they may not be able to get out and look for. So they're not just paying for the item itself, but also for your time and the effort that it took you to find it and to put it, take the pictures and all that. So I try to look at it like that, but also I still feel a little weird saying I got something really cheap, knowing that somebody might buy it. So I don't know if I'm overthinking that. I just don't ever want to hurt someone's feelings. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they're getting taken advantage of. I feel like my prices are very fair. In fact, from all the other shops that I've looked at, I feel like mine are comparable, if not less than them. And that's with me using the free shipping, because yes, that means that my shipping is added into the cost of the item, but also I look at what other items are selling for, and I look at what the shipping might be on that, and I still try to price mine less than the people that are having to pay shipping. So it ends up being the same cost most of the time. Sometimes you lose money, sometimes you make more money. Let's get back on track. We've talked about it in a lot of other videos. Fitz & Floyd is a big seller, and this is a Fitz & Floyd piece. This was a great little piece to pick up for Christmas. It was in really great condition. It didn't have the original box with it. It does have a little bit of crazing in the glaze, but no chips or anything. So I do think that it's a good item. Also, I noticed on this one, it does have these little tiny holes at the top. So really, this could be hung up for decoration or used as a dish. This really pretty cut glass vase. Now, to me, this looks brown, but I know that I've sold this in pink before. However, when I Google Lens this, I didn't really see any in this color. I only saw the pink one. So if this is pink, it's done some kind of weird fading thing. And I don't know that that happens. More than likely, I feel like it is maybe like a smoked glass, like a topaz type smoked glass. Another Christmas item, and it is Lennox, which came with the original box, which I love that. And it's a Christmas mug by Lennox. You're not gonna make a fortune off of mugs, but it is something that people buy. On this really pretty English plate. This is WR Midwinter England, and it just says landscape. I've seen this before. It's very similar to those Johnson Brother dishes, but I really liked the colors on it, especially for fall and Thanksgiving, and even maybe going into Christmas. And I do think that this is something that people can use on a shelf with some ironstone around it, and it would make a really great display. Another Christmas item was this little trinket dish with the lid. I really like Santa on that. It's from Princess House, which made in China, so you know it's not very old. Had other items from Princess House, but they were usually like perfume bottles or crystal. I'm not sure if that's the same company, but I'm assuming it is. I don't know. This was in really great condition, and also I think makes a great gift or even to decorate with for Christmas. Now, wooden sculptures and carved wood things seem to be really hot right now as well. Every time I look them up, they're going for a lot, and I don't usually run into them, but I did run into this carved horse, and I think he's pretty cool. He's just got a really neat shape to him, and I'm assuming this is all just part of the carving process. Did look it up. I Google Lensed it. Only like one other one showed up that looked similar to this guy. So I'm not sure of the maker. If you've seen this before, let me know, because I'm not really sure what to price it at. I hope he'll do well. He is kind of cool looking. In one of my other videos, I showed an old grain scoop. It was copper. It actually just sold this week. So I did run into this hand-painted one. I love this. I think this is so pretty. It's more like that primitive type style decor. It's got this hand-painted rooster design, and then it's got this little candle plate in there, so you can set a candle on there, and this can hang on the wall. But I really liked that. I thought that was really pretty. These little lacquer boxes usually sell pretty well. I really like this one. It was in good shape. It's got the little panda on there, little latch, and then inside he just has this really pretty green like velvet fabric in there. So I really like that. Sometimes you'll run across these and there'll be music boxes. This one is not. It does have like a little bit of wear on the bottom, but otherwise in pretty good conditions. Boxes also sell well. It just depends on what they are. So we're going to take a chance with this one. This box was being sold for $5. So $5 for this entire box of green glass. They do this a lot at that store. They will put a bunch of items the same color in a box and just sell the whole thing for one price. So I looked in here because it had like all this tape across it, so you couldn't get in it. You know, it just like had tape all the way across it, so you couldn't really get in the box. In my mind, I was like, if one of these things in the box is worth $5, it's worth getting the box. There were 6 pieces in here for $5. Now, there are only 5 pieces because there was a green vase that we gave to our aunt. Just because I didn't really think I could sell it and she could use it for Christmas or anything. It was pretty. So I gave her that, and then we ended up with the 5 left. So let me show you what was left. There was a lot of this is Indiana glass. So I had this before. It's got a really pretty texture on it. And it's just like a little compote bowl. And then there was this little green glass, which I've actually sold this before as well. And it actually has these little things inside, these little tabs, so that you can sit a candle in there. So it's actually like a little candle holder. This was the only one that I saw that was damaged, and it does have a nick in it right there. So I will probably have to use this in my own decorating, but it would be really pretty at Christmas time. Had this green thumbprint goblet, which I've had these in different colors before, so I don't know if I'll wait and see if I can find another one, or sometimes I do sell single glasses. Then there was this really pretty piece, which I really like, with the square bottom. I think that is really nice. And one more little vase or compote was this pretty green piece, and this one has the grape design and leaf design around it. And so that was worth the $5. So what do you think? Last but not least, I found this Boyd's bear. And let me tell you why I was excited to find him. The way he looks is very trendy right now. So if you watched any Instagram reels or TikTok or even Facebook in decorating for Christmas, there is a trend right now for 2025 called the Ralph Lauren Christmas. And pretty much it's like a 1990s classic green and red Christmas, but it has a lot of plaid and a lot of teddy bears because that was kind of the Ralph Lauren aesthetic in the 90s. So that trend is really, really hot right now. So when I saw this, I was like, he's tartan plaid and it's a bear. So I was thinking Ralph Lauren Christmas. So I looked at it. So I went over and looked at it. He's in really great shape.
When I Google lens the bear, of course, it pops up any that are selling or for sale right now. So eBay is the first thing that popped up, and there were several for sale on eBay, and the prices were pretty decent. So when you're on eBay, you always want to go over and check the sold. So I needed to go over to the side here, and you want to click the category for sold, because we want to see if any of these bears have sold, not just if they are for sale. And it did show a few that had sold, and the prices were not horrible for what they sold for as well. And then the next thing that popped up would be the one that was for sale on Etsy. Now, I could not find any that had sold on Etsy, but it is a little harder to check Etsy for solds, but you can see for sale. And this one is for sale for $40, and that didn't include the shipping. So not a bad comp to pop up for this bear.
I think that he'll do well because I got him at a cheap enough price point that I don't have to price him very high. So we're going to see how he does because he's cute. When you use eBay to find out any comps, you don't want to just see how many are listed on eBay. You really want to click that sold button because you want to know how many sold and how long ago did they sell, because it will tell you the date that the item sold. So if 5 of them sold, but they sold in 2022, that might mean that they're not real popular in 2025. And sometimes none of those rules work. You just throw it all out the window and just take your chances and price it what you want to, and there might be somebody comes along and they buy it. So tips are there to help you, but they are not set in stone because anything can happen in reselling. If you're a reseller, I hope your sales are doing well because my Etsy sales have really picked up in the last week or so. So I don't know if people are Christmas shopping or if they're feeling a little better about the economy or if they just got some money, or I don't know what's going on. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just picks up. So let me show you what has been selling for me. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. I appreciate all of it. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would. And please come back because I will have another video for you very soon. Go out and look for you some tartan, plaid, and some teddy bears. So long, folks. So long, folks. So long, but what kind of voice would you have?